yo, guys, welcome back again today. And today we have very, very special people with us, a group of people, a family, matter of fact, of Black people that are vegans. You guys know I'm vegan. I always tell you guys I'm vegan when I do like trying food videos, when I do like Somali food or when I did soul food, you know, some things I can't eat. But we have some people with us today that's in the same boat as me. So, yo, guys, I would like for you guys to introduce yourself to my audience, and you guys can, you know, say who you are down the road, whichever way you want to go first. Probably Dad first, you know.
Yo, what's up? The boy HD.
And my name is Marie, and this is my daughter.
Alona, Liddy Gang. Hey.
Hey, yo, that's yo. She's the one you got to watch out for. If you guys watch it, yo, she's the one that. Don't you have before we get going? Don't you have like a part of the like the videos where you look on your phone and you like say something like you said something time? I can't remember. Oh yeah. So what's that about? Explain that a little bit more to me.
So I just like doing riddle time because it's just like a fun period of time in the video, and it's just like I want to see if you guys get this right.
When I watch your video, sometimes I'm like, maybe I should like just do like a fact or something in the middle of my videos. You know what I'm saying? Like that's dope. That's dope. But also, let me ask you this question: how long have you guys been vegans for?
We've been vegan since 2014. Me. And you since I started January 2014, the beginning of January. He started in March, and then the kids like shortly after. They don't have an exact date, but maybe like 6 months after.
So
okay.
4 years being vegan.
Oh, gotcha. Word, that's what's up. That's what's up. So let me ask you this: like, since you guys been vegan, you know, I like I told you guys, I've been vegan for 7 years now. I'm not gonna say it was easy at the beginning because it really wasn't. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it was sort of hard, but becoming a vegan, I think, has made me feel a little bit more healthier. I feel like I'm not as sleepy. Like when I get to eating, I don't feel like sleepy and laggy and all that kind of stuff. What about you guys? Like, do you think that becoming vegan was hard? Like the first steps?
Well, it wasn't the beginning part, but then when they started making like these smoothies with all these super greens and all that type of stuff,
right?
I can run miles. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, because I feel like when I started, because before I started my vegan journey, I was basically like on a health like craze, trying to like lose my baby weight. So.
Right.
Yeah, so before I was vegan, I was like eating healthier foods. We had took away the cow's milk. We put almond milk in our fridge. We were getting like, you know, the brown eggs were healthier. You know, like boneless chicken and stuff like that. So brown turkey. So we were already like eating healthier. So I felt like when I went into vegan, I already had that mindset. So for me, it wasn't as hard, but baby, we had to snack on junk. So I feel like for them, like the vegan events really helped us get through the vegan journey because they were like, oh, we could eat this still, we could still have this. So I think that's what helped them.
Yeah, I agree. Because I think a lot of times, you know, with people, they're scared. They're like, oh, I have to give this up or that up. You know, like they're just like, oh. Yeah, exactly. They're just like, oh, like I have to give up like pepperoni pizza, or I gotta give up a burrito, you know what I'm saying?
I think that too. I think it's scared of what you're giving up, but like we always say, I feel like we eat way more foods than we ever even thought about trying being vegan than we did before. Because when you're not vegan, you're eating the basic stuff: fried chicken, hamburger, pizza. You know, like you're used to. When you go vegan, you're like, oh, let me try this. Oh, this food, like. You know,
exactly.
Yeah.
And I think that, I'm sorry, I'm in control, but I think that being vegan does push you to, like, let's say for instance, you know, obviously you have vegans that are like me, I'm in between. I'm just like, I really don't care if it looks like meat or even tastes like meat in some aspects, but it's only because I eat a lot of cultures, you know, such as like Indian food or like Ethiopian, Eritrean food, to where it's like, they've been doing it for thousands of years, so I don't even have to worry about flavor or anything. They got it already down, you know. But in America, it's like, it's a meat-based country. So it's like, it's sort of hard to just give up certain things that other cultures might not just give up. And I mean, let's be real here. Yo, Black people eat meat, you know what I mean? Let's be real.
He couldn't
So
imagine it. When I said I was going vegan, he looked at me crazy like, okay, let me know how that works out.
right. Yo, it was so funny because me and my cousin, we went vegan together, and I actually have another cousin, but we went vegan together. And there was nobody in my family. To be honest with you, I didn't even know anybody in my family that was a vegetarian. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it was crazy for me when I first went vegan because we literally had to learn like from square zero. I mean, from ground zero. And luckily, there's YouTube because if it wasn't, your boy might have been eating meat again. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I feel like in this generation, it's easier to be vegan than it would have been like, say, 5, 10, well, not, like 10 years ago. 10 years ago, it was like, it literally was what they imagined, just like salads and.
Right. And the funny thing is that like when I know you mentioned that you guys try more dishes now, or you basically cook more dishes now because you're vegan. Yeah. Like with that, I want to ask Dad right here. You know what I'm saying? With those dishes, like I see the vegan cauliflower like breaded, and it looks like boneless chicken wings, and I'm just like, yo, my brother over here eating good. Like I gotta come to Cali. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, come on.
So what do you think about like that versus when you ate meat? Like, has that transition for you from like regular chicken wings to like vegan chicken wings? Have you accepted it? Is it good? Because it looks good.
Yeah, like it's really good. It's all about like the seasoning, how you season it up. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like the texture, of course, gonna be a different texture because I grew up eating chicken. So that same texture, but you can't get the same flavor though.
Yeah, I agree. And the funny thing about it is I always tell people is like I think the flavor, once you get the flavor, I think the flavor is actually easier than getting the texture. But to me, I don't really think that most people really care about texture. I think that this is like this lie that they tell themselves that texture means everything, but really, no, it's the flavor.
It's true because no one's gonna eat raw or unseasoned meat. Have you ever smelled boiled chicken with no seasoning?
Right. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Or it's like, if you go into black people's house, especially people that come from the South, I have a lot of what we all do, but I have people in my family that come from the South, and like, there's still people in my family that cook chitlins. Now, let me tell you this. I tell this to people all the time. Perfect example of black people. Would you eat, if you do eat chitlins? I don't know too many people in the North like now that does, or even on the West Coast, but more in the South, of course. You know what I'm saying? But if you do eat chitlins, you would not eat chitlins without it being seasoned and clean. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So I tell people this all the time, like, yo, like they're like, oh my God, it's vegan. I'm so scared. And I'm just like, it's vegetables. You eat vegetables all the time.
I think so too. Because people tell me all the time, like, I never had vegan food before. I'm like, but what is vegan food? You eat fruit, you eat rice, you eat beans,
Bingo. And I tell people all the time, I'm like, yo, when you're not eating meat, you a vegan.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah. It's like, like one of my cousins, he was like, oh, I don't know how you guys are being vegan. And I'm like, yo, like, what are you eating right now? He's like, oh, I'm eating oatmeal. I said, you're a vegan.
You're vegan for the morning, right?
Right. He had no butter. He just ate it with like honey, and he doesn't even like butter. And I was like, you're being vegan. He ate a banana. You're being vegan. Yo, you eating almonds. You're being vegan.
Right. You got a smoothie. Seriously.
Exactly. So I agree. It's interesting. Maybe our black people will come around. Maybe we should make like a vegan soul food restaurant. I don't know. That would be dope.
That would turn up.
Yeah, I really do think it's the word though, because a lot of times we had like not necessarily tricked, but like left out that it was vegan for certain family members.
Right.
They loved it.
They tore it up.
Yeah, and then it's like it's vegan. They're like, no.
I knew that's something different.
Yeah. Vegan, they'll be, I'm about to cut you off. Like, so you say it's vegan, they'll be like, oh, I know it was something funny, but you were just the whole way.
Exactly. Sometimes, with black people, I think we're just gonna have to just don't tell them. You know what I'm saying? Like
seriously.
Yeah, when I cook vegan stuff, I don't even say vegan because it's crazy. I mean, sometimes I do. It depends on who it is, but I'm just saying, like with family members, because it's like you would go to an Italian restaurant and eat like, what is it? Not pastrami, but you would eat minestrone soup, which is all vegetables and noodles, or you know what I'm saying, or like wheat or whatever base, and you would never question that. You never question that. I have people that never question that, and they just eat it, or they'll eat a salad, with no cheese or whatever with croutons, and they'll never question it. But as soon as I'd be like, yo, it's vegan lasagna, they're like, oh my God. I'm like, yo, it's just sausage. Or I'd be like, oh, it's vegan spaghetti. And then I'm like, okay, but yesterday you just ate spaghetti with no meat in it, with vegetables. It's the same thing. You know what I'm saying? So let me ask you this question for the little one. I call you little because I'm older than you. Apologize for the little one. How do you feel as being like a young kid, like being vegan, and especially being like a young Black girl saying that you're vegan? Because I know if you go to school and tell people you're vegan, they're probably like, what's going on here? You know?
Yeah. It's like honestly fun because like I get to try like new things like we were saying earlier. Like it's just a fun like journey to do. And I just
like some people have some that are vegetarian or vegan.
Yeah, I do. I have a friend that's vegetarian. She's vegan at home, but like vegetarian outside.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's kind of like a cute bond that they have together at school.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually dope because well, you know, I have people in my family, you know, I have like people from everywhere in the world around my family, like all type of Black people, Eritreans, Jamaicans, so I when I grew up, and I have an Eritrean family, so when I grew up, you know, it was very easy for me to like eat dishes that didn't have any meat in it, but I never had a friend. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, and of course I wasn't vegan then, but my family always promoted like having a balanced diet. And my dad was, you know, into a lot of different things, like most Black fathers were at the time, you know, Nation of Islam, and then this and then that. And so it was just like no pork, then no beef. So at some point, like I just sort of kind of gave up meat in general because I never really ate that much meat to begin with. My dad just really wanted us to make sure that we watched our health, especially Black men, you know, colon cancer, all that kind of stuff, you know. So definitely. So let me ask you guys this question. Anybody can go first. Probably we'll start on the right side with the little one this time. What is your favorite vegan dish?
Oh, that's easy.
Oh my gosh. I would say like spaghetti.
I don't know why I felt like she was gonna say that for real.
I knew it. I don't know why you hesitated. You knew you were I don't have a favorite, but I would say like spaghetti is like the go-to. It's always good. Like it's never bad. Maybe enchiladas, I would say. I just hate making them because it's a little time consuming, but that's like my favorites.
So
my fault. I mean to cut you off. I was gonna say the enchiladas. That sounds good. I've been trying to make those too, but that just ain't. They are time consuming. My fault, brother.
Oh wait, sorry, before you go. I want to say something about the enchiladas too. I actually like them with the vegetable filling than with the thick meat or regular meat.
I never. Okay, so with vegetable filling.
Yeah, because we made them before. We used to make them with like what do we used to do? Like the meat crumbles or like the fake meat. And recently made it with like jackfruit and like cactus, and it was really good. Like corn and beans, it was like way better.
Word, that's
out there.
Right, no, I appreciate it. Sorry, brother, we didn't mean to interrupt you.
See, my favorite food would be a Hispanic dish.
Yeah.
Because I love food, man. That's our culture anyway, rice and beans. Like
exactly. That's why I tell people all the time, like, yo, any Black culture around the whole world, you're going to find rice, you're going to find beans. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like that is just so it's part of our culture. And it's funny because I feel like the stereotype is like Asian people love rice so much, but I don't know if that same stereotype gets put on Black people because we eat just as much rice as they do. I feel like, you know, I eat rice all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what's up. Well, it's funny. Exactly. And it's funny actually because you guys' dishes are really good. Some of them I can't even cook, but I think my favorite vegan dish is, I really can, you know what I'm saying? I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm a good cook, but some things like it's scary to venture out and be like, okay, like this is, because it takes so much work, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I've only been cooking for like 6 years now, and I just got around to actually eating my own food. I used to throw it away. My mom used to be like, yo, like, you know how every Black person like, yo, there's starving kids in Africa. I mean, you know, they always said that growing up, you know what I'm saying? Like, my dad, my mom, she's like, yo, don't waste it. Like, there's starving kids in Africa, or there's Black kids around the world that just don't have food in general, you know what I'm saying? So it's funny because I told my mom, like, yo, this is unbearable. No one's going to eat this. So I got to throw it away because no one's going to eat this. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if somebody was hungry, I don't know if they would eat that. Like, I burned it and everything.
You know? Because I think I'm not a picky eater, which sometimes gets in my way. I'm not. Some things he wouldn't like, and I'm like, oh, it's fine. Okay, let me say, okay, I'm not a picky eater. Let me say I'm not a I don't mind eating the same thing over. Like I can eat the same thing
for Me too. I'm like that too.
I get tired of it. That's why I think it's easy for me to like meal prep and stuff because I don't care. I'll like literally eat the same thing for the whole week.
Right. No, I'm definitely like that too. I sometimes like when I have girlfriends or whatever, don't have one right now, but when I have one, she's always like, yo, you eating the same thing over. Like she would get mad at me because I was like, yo, I eat this for 3 days in a row. She's like, you're not sick of it? I'm like, you know what?
No, he's insane. I'm like, babe, do you want me to make you some of the leftovers? He was like, from when? 3 days ago.
Right.
But I'm like, yeah. He's like, no, I'm good on that.
Right. So guys, let me ask you this question. I think this might be the age-old question, and I'm going to elaborate, I guess, a little bit after this because I wish somebody would have sort of showed me something different when I first became a vegan. But let me ask you guys this question. Do you like almond milk or rice milk better?
Almond milk.
I would say neither because rice milk is a little too thin for me. I like almond milk, but people probably hate me for this, but my favorite is soy milk.
Soy milk, it's okay. Well, actually, before I talk, let me ask the brother, what do you think? Rice milk? I mean, which one? Rice milk or almond milk or soy milk or cashew? There's so many.
We always have almond milk. I haven't tried rice milk like that, but babe did come home with some oat milk. The oat milk is on point.
It's like really creamy. It's like creamy, but in a way that it's not thick. You get what I'm saying? Creamy but not thick, and that's what I love about it.
You know, it's funny. I never even heard. And there's so many milks. I never even heard about that. I'm gonna try that one day.
I gotta try it. It's so good.
Oat milk is fire.
Man, if he says fire, then I gotta believe you. You know what I'm saying? Like I gotta believe. I'm gonna get some. And you know the crazy thing about it is, I agree with what you were saying. Rice milk is too thin.
Yeah,
it's too thin. You know what I'm saying? I like almond milk better. And I was gonna tell you guys, my favorite dish is actually vegan macaroni and cheese, which I'm very proud about because I've perfected this for like the last 3 or 4 years. I'll give you my recipe. This is what I do. So basically, I just boil the noodles, of course, with pink sea salt. You know what I'm saying? Because I think people don't realize that the sea salt or the salt that you use has a lot to do with the dish and the taste. You know what I'm saying? Look at me trying to be like a Michelin chef or whatever, but I'm just saying these are the things I learned. You know?
Chef.
Right.
And I don't think a lot of people season their noodles too, and that's a good tip.
Exactly. So I use like pink sea salt. So I boil it, the water, and I just throw a whole bunch of pink sea salt in it, which is good because obviously, you know, the noodles take on the taste and it's very healthy for you. You get the minerals and all that kind of stuff. So once I boil it, then I saute like organic spinach, organic mushrooms, organic broccoli. I add it all together. Then I put the almond cheese. And then I put it in the oven. And when I put it in the oven, I crumble or like I crush cashews and then I crumble it on top of it. Yo, vegan macaroni and cheese.
Yeah, that sounds real good.
Yo, hey, I'm sort of killing the game too. You know what I'm saying?
I want to say one more thing on my favorite dishes, man. I gotta say, babe, hooking up with some vegan jollof.
Oh yeah.
Man, I wanted it like 2 weeks straight. Did you make jollof? Even though she made it extra spicy with them habaneros.
I was gonna say, she likes it really spicy, so I like to make it, but the kids are like, "Oh, this is too hot." I love the extra spicy, and it's good, but
it's so delicious. Like I love, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, probably some of my favorite Black food is obviously soul food, but you know, Ghana food, Ethiopian food, like those are probably like my 3 favorite. And Nigerian food is similar in some aspects, you know what I'm saying? But I love like jollof. I'm like, yo, like matter of fact, the other day when I was working, like when I went to work the other day, my this guy, he's a new guy or whatever, and he's from Ghana, and so he bought me jollof rice, but he bought me like this dish, but it was so good. But anyways, he bought me jollof rice with black eyed peas, and then like plantains, and like this bread from Ghana. Oh, I was in heaven, you know what I'm saying? I feel you, brother. Like jollof rice is something that you eat for days.
Yeah. Don't even egg him on. He'll be like, "Let's make it tonight."
For real, stop playing.
Right. So, guys, let me ask you this other question that I have for you, and I think this is a question that I get a lot. You guys might get it a lot, but I definitely get it a lot because I've been doing it for a while. What made you guys want to start your YouTube channel, Ghetto Vegans?
You want me to answer it first? I feel like we started it because we do get a lot of questions about our vegan lifestyle. And then also, I feel like people make being vegan like an illness. Like, oh, you're vegan. Oh, what do you eat? Like, so I can tell you.
Right.
I think that's pretty much. We just kind of wanted to educate people and just kind of show what we're eating and how we do it. Because I know a lot of people do want to make the switch. They just don't know where to begin. So they're kind of like, what do I do? I do want to do this, but what do I eat?
Right. I wish, to be honest with you, I wish I would have had your YouTube channel when I started becoming vegan, because I was going the hard way. And you're right. Like, people always act like vegan is like some kind of disease or something. It's so interesting how society works, especially when you're in more of a meat-based country, because it's like, I'm like, you guys do realize, like, what you're saying is actually the opposite of what it really is. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm actually becoming more healthier and like in making sure that I guess in some ways prevent disease, a lot of diseases or whatever, while you're promoting diseases, or at least more diseases than like sickness.
And it's like, I can eat a huge salad or say I'm vegan and they're like, oh, but did you get your protein? Do you have this? Do you have that? But if I'm eating a Big Mac or some loaded fries or something, no questions asked. It's
like, because I think a lot of people don't realize it's like, you know, protein is an amino acid, you know what I'm saying? Or it's one of the amino acids. So it's like, when you really break it down, you know, majority of things have protein in it, regardless if it's plant or animal based. Because I mean, it's like, let's be real, let's just think, where do animals get their protein from? Most of them eat plants, or they eat other animals, which eats plants. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's crazy that, you know, people, that's the first thing they ask. And I'm like, yo, like, there's so many other things you need, especially in America, where a lot of people are mineral deficient. Like, you need B12. Like, yo, you should be asking me, like, hey, did you get your B12 today? I got my vitamin D, you know?
It's crazy.
Yeah. So that's like the first thing that they hear that, and they're like, okay. Because I mean, don't get me wrong, protein is very important for, like, you know, building muscle, and you know, it does a lot of other things in your body. But it's like, yo, like, beans have mad protein, you know, oatmeal has protein in it, you know what I'm saying? Like, nuts and grains have protein. Exactly. And I think what it is I think they said, like, the average person, I weigh like 165 right now. So I think the average person that's like, I'm 6'1", 165, they say like you need like, I forget, like 40 or 60 grams or something like that of protein. But what people don't really realize is that when you're eating different meals throughout the day, you're going to get that protein. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to get that protein, you know?
And vegan, like, we're on a plant-based diet. It's like, you cholesterol free. You don't ask them, like, what's up with cholesterol? You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. When they ask me if we getting too much protein, we should hit them back with, yo, you probably getting too much cholesterol, you know?
And then they gonna look at us crazy, like we're the bad guys. Like,
It's funny how society works, you know.
Oh, I kind of want to piggyback off when you said why we started our channel. Also, I wanted to show too, because I know vegan gets a bad rap, like, oh, vegan activists or like judgmental or things like that. We kind of want to be like a safe space for people who do still eat meat or whatever to kind of, you know, like be an example instead of judge. Because I feel like veganism is a lifestyle and it's supposed to be for the benefit of all species. And I feel like those activists are kind of like, you're doing the opposite of what you're preaching. You know what I mean?
I agree. And I think that you're very right about this, because I get this question all the time, you know, did I become vegan because I want to save animals and stuff like that? And to be honest with you, I think when you live in the city, in any major cities, you know, and even people in the countryside in America or whatever throughout the world, but when you live in a city, you're desensitized, like, from that living animal that was that is a piece of meat now, you know what I'm saying? So you just see it. I'm sorry, you just see it like when it comes with like lettuce and tomatoes and it's all dressed up or whatever. I mean, I sort of kind of look the same. I basically look the same way when I wake up, but I'm saying, like, I still gotta brush my teeth and dress myself up. So if you dress me up, I look a lot nicer when I go out in public. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's real.
No, it's true because most people, if you had to hunt your own food, a big percentage wouldn't be eating meat. So
I tell people all the time, I'm like, yo, if I told you right now, like a lot of people that don't live in the major cities, maybe on the countryside, or people that hunt in America or throughout the world, if I told you right now that you had to go hunt your own deer, you had to go hunt your own cow, I guarantee 70% of the population couldn't do it.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
So yeah, no, so I agree, and I think also to back to your point is that like I desensitized myself so much I didn't realize that chicken nugget was a chicken. So, but now it's like I still love animals just like I did when I ate meat. But now I'm just like, you know, wow, like these are living things. You know what I'm saying? Like, what if some species, and some people are probably gonna look at me like, oh my God, like, well, we just eat meat. But what if another species came to Earth or was on Earth that was on top of the food chain? I mean, back in the day, some other species were on top of the food chain, and they eat humans, and then you're looking at them like, hey man, like you're eating humans, like they can look at you the same way, like, hey, they're just humans. Like I'll eat humans. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I always say, if the animal could speak back to you, would you really eat it? Like, hey, I don't want to die. Can you not?
Right.
Like no one would be able to deny that. So
I agree.
I agree with the activists in that aspect. I just feel like for what you're being an activist for, be it for all species, because if you really want to be real, us Black people are suffering too. So
he is. Yeah, we
don't have a voice either.
Yeah, we don't, and that's one of the reasons that I made this channel. You know, to piggyback off what you guys made your YouTube channel is because I wanted to tell the world that we have a deeper culture than what a lot of people realize. Because if you're living in that time period, that would be different. But since we're 500, 1,000 years into the future, or even just around the world, you can't keep up with everything. I wanted to connect us and show people, because like you said, like some people will treat their animals better than they'll treat us as Black people.
Oh yeah, I'm like, where are you at the police station? Are you? Do you have your tickets and everything?
Right.
Like, I'm confused.
Right, exactly. So yeah, you know what I'm saying? Just like who said it? Was it Joe Budden or whatever? Yo, keep that same energy. You know what I'm saying? DJ Academics, Joe Budden, yo, keep that same energy. If you're gonna, I know she's smiling over. She's like, yo, like I'm ready to talk. I'm like, yeah, okay. But yeah, no, I agree, and I think that's it's a very important thing. You know what I'm saying? And I think that if people just gave it a try and understood that everything in life is a transition, so you can't. Some people can. I did. It was hard. I ain't gonna front, but I went cold turkey. You know what I'm saying? But everything's a transition. Like for instance, when you're a kid, I'm pretty sure you guys knew this. When I was a kid, I ate bologna. You know what I'm saying? Like, and when I ate, right. I mean, my mom used to make some good bologna, like fried bologna with like cheese or whatever. So I used to eat bologna or whatever. And when I ate bologna, I was just like, okay, cool. I'm a kid. I love this processed food. I love all this candy and all this stuff that I would never eat now. But it's because everything was new. You know what I'm saying? When you're a baby or whatever, you eat your first thing of ice cream, you're like, oh my God, this is amazing. And then you keep eating it and keep eating it. But as you get older, when you start to taste food that is not processed or more healthier food, you're like, your taste buds change, is what I'm trying to say. Like, so when I tell people when they come into being vegan or just vegetarian, do it slowly. You know what I'm saying? Like, just do it slowly, but realize that you have to retrain your taste buds because the flavor's there. I just think it's just the texture and like the thought of not eating sausages and all that kind of stuff,
We were just talking like a couple of days ago. I'm glad you mentioned being a kid because I feel like in some sense we kind of feel bad for making our kids be more healthier or transitioning them. I never forced my kids to be vegan. They did it all on their own. Honestly, I wasn't even going vegan for my family. I was just doing it for me. I was trying it out, and they came on board. But I feel like in a sense we're kind of like feel guilty that we're depriving them, and I feel like that mindset needs to be switched because it's kind of like you're kind of like, oh no, we used to eat this, so I want them to try it, like, but it's killing them. So I feel like we just kind of got to switch that mindset. And
we do.
Yeah, no, like give your kids a better option. You're actually helping them.
Exactly. And I think that, sometimes, like I agree with you. Like I always tell people whenever I have kids, whenever I get married, this is the ongoing joke, you know what I'm saying? But whenever that happens, like I always tell people all the time is that, I do want my kids to have free will, you know what I'm saying? Too many parents tell their kids like what religion to believe and how to eat. And, they pass along all these bad habits that maybe they have or whatever it might be. I want my kids to like, look, read all these texts and you pick what you want to be. You know what I'm saying? You come to your conclusion. Now with diet, I would be like, yo, I'm trying to help you out here because I know that in the long run, this is going to be something that is going to, you know what I'm saying? But I hated how at school or in society, they make your kids feel like if they're not eating candy or they're not eating this processed Pepsi or food or whatever, we all do it from time to time. But if you're not eating that, they're oh, something's wrong with you or you're a bad parent. Yo, I'm a bad parent because I want my kid to be healthy.
Right? No, seriously.
It's crazy. It's crazy. But that just lets you, that goes to show you how much like the food business is really a business because, you know, promoting to kids as far as like McDonald's, you know, like all the psychology behind it, why they use red and yellow and what it does to the back of your brain. Yeah, like all these kind of things are geared towards kids. And it's like, even when you go to Christmas and people are like, oh my God, like you didn't buy your kids Christmas gifts or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, maybe I didn't, but they'll look at you like you're a bad parent and society will make you look at that. But you know why? It's because they try and make money. They don't care if your kids get I'm sorry. I'm just saying, keeping it real, you know what I'm saying? Like,
we talk about that all the time.
Yeah, they really don't care. You know what I'm saying? They're doing anything to basically persuade you to buy. You know what I'm saying? And they tug on like being a good parent. That's like their motto. Like, oh, Christmas you should buy gifts, or this holiday you should do that, or you should let your kids eat this. You know what I'm saying?
If everyone's doing it and you're not doing it, you're the bad person.
Exactly. Believe me, I know a lot about that. I'm doing something maybe not as different as some other people, but in some aspects I am. And people looking at me like, "Oh, you're trying to unify the whole race," and I'm like, "Yeah, it's a hard road." Yeah, I mean, I can't unify all people of African descent, but as many as possible. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's the goal.
Exactly. So let me ask you this question, and I think we sort of kind of talked about it, but I just wanted to hear all you guys' reaction. Like, how does your family feel about you guys being vegan? Because for me, like all the Black people in my family, they look at me like I'm crazy. You know what I'm saying? They're like, "Are you still vegan?" Like I'm like, "Yeah."
Yeah, it's the same like with my family, man. Like on my family side, my mom and dad side, they not having it one bit.
Right.
My dad is only two, but he's got jokes.
Right. Yeah, they always be talking like I'm a rabbit. What you eat leaves? I'm like, you know how Black people, you know.
So I started my journey with my mom because our church does something. I don't know if you know. It's called the Daniel fast.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so that's how I actually got into being vegan. I was actually interested in it, but my mom was like, "Try this Daniel fast with me." I was like, "Okay." So I did it and never looked back in 2014. So my mom's vegan with me.
That's dope. That's dope.
My dad did, but he hopped off. He said he needed
Right. So what about you? Like, do you ever feel any effects of like your family, like other kids maybe, or people at school?
My cousin, like she acts like it's fine, but sometimes she's all like she throws a jokes like saying that's nasty, but she wants to try it. She does. Yeah.
Well, no, that's actually a dope thing because at least she tries it. Believe me, that's a good. Tell her, applaud to her, yo, because that's a good mentality. Because older people, there's an old saying like you can't treat or teach an old dog new tricks or whatever. Because majority of the people in my family, like I have to trick them. If they're older, I just don't tell them. You know what I'm saying? But I noticed with like younger generations, like all of us on the screen and under, like I noticed that we're more willing to try because obviously the world has become an interconnecting social place and people.
Whatever someone's doing, people want to try it. I know what you mean.
I agree. Well, yo, guys, I really appreciate it. I know I could talk all day about being vegan, but I really appreciate you guys joining us. Yo, guys, if you haven't checked it out, please go check out their YouTube channel. It's Ghetto Vegans. I'm going to have the link in the bottom. But also, do you guys have any last words about being vegan, or you want to shout out anybody or your promo, whatever?
Yeah, no, I just wanted to say, like you said, just take it slow if you are curious in this lifestyle. I mean, just try it out. It never hurts to try out things. Our channel is great for transitioning. If you're trying to transition into this lifestyle, I feel like it's great for that. And then, you can grow past that.
Definitely. Yo, I know I keep calling you dad, but that's just like you got a family, so it's like, yo, dad, like it's easier to. Right. But so, what do you think about or I mean, is there anything last things that you want to say? I apologize.
Not really. You just do your research as our culture. Do your research, learn from where we came from and how we used to eat, and we've been colonized, man.
We've been colonized. I'm be real with you. We have been colonized. It's the funny story. Before I get to her, he said like we've been colonized, but we have because some person was like, told one of my homegirls that I know, she's from the suburbs. He was like, man, she speaks really white, and I'm like, we all speak white. We speak English. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God. I hate that. We get that actually just before we go. On our channel, we're called Ghetto Vegans, and a lot of people are like, "Yeah, you're not ghetto." Like, just because speaking a certain term, what is ghetto to you? I grew up in poverty. I grew up in the hood. Like,
exactly.
That's my ghetto. Your ghetto might not be my ghetto, but that's our ghetto. So it's funny when we get that comment a lot, like, "Why are you guys ghetto vegans? You guys aren't ghetto." And I'm like, what is ghetto to you?
Yeah, because for real, the majority of people in the ghetto are just normal, good people. You know what I'm saying? It's not always that. Like, I mean, I think that some people stereotype like, oh, if you're from the ghetto, you gotta like be over dramatic about everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you don't really have to be that way. You know what I'm saying? Like at all.
Yeah, I'm just like, okay, what does that even mean to you? That's like you telling me I'm not black because I don't do this. Like.
Exactly. That's why I told some people stop saying like, oh, you're not black. I get it. There's like there's micro cultures versus within every country. But what it means to be black in America, you know what I'm saying, or African American, it might not mean that in Ethiopia or in Jamaica or in and there's obviously a overlaying tone of like what black culture is around the whole world that everybody sort of abides to. You know what I'm saying? But people don't realize we created everything. Like we're the first people in this world. You know what I'm saying? So I'm pretty sure if somebody was skateboarding like today, like I'm pretty sure like 5,000 years ago, he was doing something like skateboarding. You know what I'm saying?
Just like how we say with the people that wear the big earlobes, they're considered punk rockers or the bunch of piercings.
That comes from Ethiopia.
But I'm like, we had that. Like we started that. What do you mean?
Exactly. That comes from Ethiopia. You know what I'm saying? There's a tribe in Ethiopia that, I mean, it's all throughout Africa, but like where they have like big
modifications and all that stuff, like that comes from Africa.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? I think it's the Omo tribe, if I'm correct. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's why I always be looking at them and I'm like, yo, stole our culture again. You know what I'm saying? got us again. You know what I'm saying? Like.
I just want to be honest. Like, if you admire something about a culture and you want to try it out, that's fine. But don't take it and call it wrong. That's the problem.
Like the lips, the Kylie Jenner lips.
Yeah, right. This is the Marie.
Yeah, I tell people all the time. I was like, it's crazy to me. I had this one guy. He was from Albania. You know what I'm saying? Where Kim Kardashian is from. I'm pretty sure Albania. It's like Southern Europe, right? So, anyways. He was at school with me, and I was like, "Oh yeah!" Like it was a long time. It was like 8 years ago. So I think I seen it was like an Ethiopian girl. She had like a huge forehead, and I was like, "Oh my god, I love that forehead." I would just kiss that forehead, like you know what I'm saying. And he looked at me like, "You like big foreheads?" I'm like, "Man, I'm black, man. I love big foreheads. We all got big heads." I don't have no problem. But it's crazy how culture is different because like what I deem beautiful might not be as beautiful to somebody in Korea or like Japanese culture or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, so, to all my black women out here, I like big lips. I like big foreheads. I like long hair. You know what I'm saying? Curly hair, kinky hair, don't matter.
My boy, y'all.
Right. This is the one. Yeah, and I'm vegan and I cook. Come on, guys. This interview has turned into me like a dating, like you guys are helping me. So let me ask you this. Is there anything that you want to say before you leave to maybe like young black girls or just like young people in general that want to be vegans?
So if you're young and you want to turn vegan, it's not hard. Just go for it. Like you don't have to worry about anything. It's just videos.
Because that was your big.
Yeah, and like just look at the slaughterhouse. Like look how they're treating all these animals. Like it's just sad.
Yeah.
So just do it.
Just do it. Yo, hey, just do it. You know what I'm saying? Nike, we're coming for you. Word. Yo, guys, I really appreciate you guys. Like I said before, coming on my channel. Everyone that is watching, please go check them out. They're so dope. I watch them when I eat. I know that's some people. That used to be weird. Yeah, that used to be weird like 15, 20 years ago, but it ain't weird no more. You know?
No, you definitely gonna need that snack. I know when I watch mukbangs, I'm like, I need a snack. Right.
You know what I'm saying? But yo, guys, each one teach one. Follow me on all my social medias, which is network, which is Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, SoundCloud, and Facebook. Like I said before, again a minute ago, I don't know why I keep repeating myself. It's been a long day today. Each one teach one. Love each other. Try to find out about each other's lifestyles and culture and religion, everything about another person of African descent. As you guys know, we're vegan. You know what I'm saying? We don't bite. Well, we do, but not you guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, vegan food, you know. But yo, guys, until next time, yo, thank you so much. Peace, one love.
Bye.
Peace.
What's up?
Hey.